All right, so I'm off to work. I travel a lot for my job, locally anyway. So today I'm hoping to see a few places I can stop in and find a few more games or even maybe some cool consoles. So wish me luck. Hope to come back to you with something really cool. All right. Look at this rain. This is going to be a little bit of a crappy day to try and find something on my travels here, video game wise that is, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, I found something at my first stop, something I really wanted, and then the suckers got me. They said that it could only process a credit card transaction or debit card transaction if you spent 15 bucks. So I ended up getting two other games I wasn't planning on buying just because I really wanted the one, and I don't really carry around cash. So let's wait till I get home later on this afternoon and check out what's inside.
Bye-bye. I told him he owes you, it's yours.
All right, here we are. I'm about to show you what I found on my trip to work and what else I found that evening at a indoor flea market type thing. The vendor, though, again, didn't take any debit or credit card, so I had to come back with cash the next day since there wasn't an available ATM. Anyway, this is what I found at the first stop I made on my way to an appointment for work. I went in there to look at their Gameboy games, and I got Kirby's Pinball, if you can see here in the camera. This is one that should be pretty exciting for me just because I'm a Kirby fan. I got a Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, and I also got Spyro Hero's Tale, both for the GameCube. I don't really buy too many GameCube games, but there wasn't really much else there that I was interested in buying, and I wasn't going to actually buy these Spyro games that day, but since I had to spend a little more money to use my card, I picked them up. Alright, now on to what I found at the other place I went. I got an original Game Boy because the original Game Boy that I had from when I was a kid actually fell off my dresser and broke. And as you can see here, this one has the back. I find a bunch of them for sale that don't have the back. So I was glad to get this. I just got to clean it up a little bit. Sorry for the reflection here. There's a light above my computer. I also got a Game Boy Color, which I've never had. This one, it was a little dim in there, so I didn't realize that there's some like dirt and stuff in here. So I actually have to clean that up. But other than that, again, it has the back. You can see the batteries in there. They actually put batteries in it for me when I bought it, just so I could try everything out. And then they left them in there for me, so I wasn't going to complain. So we'll see how this goes. And let's see here. Picked up two games for the NES. First one is RBI Baseball. Let's see if I can get that in front of the camera there. All right. And then the other one, which I never had as a kid. Actually never had RBI Baseball either, but somebody else in my household did. So I got this, which was Paperboy. Had to pay a little more for this one. This one I haven't been able to find anywhere else. So, you know, paying a little more for it, it was worth it to get it. I also bought some more Game Boy games. Of course, I seem to be collecting these a lot lately. I also got something from Five Below, if you've ever seen a Five Below. Sorry, there's something stuck on here. These type of things I tend to pick up a lot when I go into places that sell like little Mario things that hold candy or Atari, Pac-Man stuff. You know, typically I don't eat the candy that's in them, but I like to keep them. Some on my desk at work, and then some here where I have my DS games and stuff like that. So anyway, the neat thing about this is it actually holds the Game Boy games. They fit right in there. And as you can see, first one here, Donkey Kong Land. This one is rare to find in the yellow cartridge, at least for me anyway. This was one of the first Game Boy games that came out with a colored cartridge. It also was followed up by Donkey Land 2, also in the yellow cartridge. And after they made Donkey Land, you know, the first one here in the yellow package, or cartridge that is, they actually noticed that they were selling really well, and they came out with the other Pokemon Game Boy games that came out in blue, red, and yellow, and I think maybe even more. I think I might have seen another one when I was buying these two games. And these are made by Rareware, which is a company that I believe in 2002 was actually bought by Microsoft. Keeping with the Donkey Kong theme, gotta have Donkey Kong Country. We have this for the Wii, but this one here is for the Game Boy Color. And I really like the ones that have transparent casings. I just love being able to see the inside inner workings. When I was a kid, I would take a lot of stuff apart to see what was inside and kind of mess with stuff, so I really like those. This was a game I had when I was a kid and spent a lot of time playing this, so I've been looking everywhere for this game. I actually saw it recently on somebody else's YouTube page. Pretty popular YouTuber, Dog in My Lens. You're probably familiar with the name. And here's another one, Super Mario Land for the Game Boy. This one, my mom actually told me this weekend. When I was a kid, she didn't get it for me, just plain because it was really expensive and they couldn't afford to give me that one. So I've never played this one, but since I've wanted it as a kid up until now I get to actually relive that little kid in me, I guess. Speaking of games from when I was a kid, I visited with my brother after going to the indoor flea market yesterday, and he had a whole bunch of Game Boy stuff. In fact, he actually had the games from when I was a kid. When I left home, he actually took over a whole bunch of my stuff and went out and got himself a Game Boy original, I think from GameStop, which back then was EB Games, and he bought it used and he could play my games. So he had my Kirby Dream Land. Now I didn't know this when I went to buy the other ones. I didn't realize that my little brother still had them. I knew that he had a bunch of games from when we were kids that he traded in at EB Games for other stuff. So I didn't think that he would have had them. So anyway, don't mind the lights flickering. It seems like my little one here keeps walking around and changing lights. He also had my original Dr. Mario. So it's kind of nice, even though I recently bought one of these. It's nice to have the ones from when I was a kid since they're so sentimental to me. Here's another one I spent a lot of time playing. I'm not sure if I would be interested in it now, but as a kid I only had 4 Game Boy games and just played them over and over again. So this one I really liked, which was Jack Nicklaus Golf. Let's see there. I'm trying to keep the glare off them when I show you, so if you see me looking at the camera a little funny, that's why. And here's another one, Faceball. This game was okay. You know, I liked it. You're this little face here, a little smiley face, going around in different mazes, shooting other faces. and every time you shoot one, you make more money, and then you got to find the exits and doors to go through and stuff like that. It was all right. It's not bad. But as a little kid, it was more entertaining than it would be to me now. All right. And I hit a mother load with my little brother because his wife actually wanted him to get rid of some of his games. Just because he has so many, and he doesn't necessarily play them all anymore. So he had some game systems that he had gotten used and some other games that he had bought when he was a kid or traded people for and stuff like that. So what I did was, since I wanted them, instead of paying retail prices to get them, I just bought them off my little brother because he could use the money to buy a guitar for his wife. So what I did was I paid him $50 for everything you're going to see on. Basically, bundle here. All these games and these two systems. This here was a pink Game Boy Advance. Why he had a pink one, I don't know. I think it just happened to be that it was a really good price he got at a flea market near him in Amish country. So he played the color games on that. And he also had in his collection that he had gotten a hold of was a Game Boy Advance SP, which was pretty cool. My daughter Michaela used to have one. We got one for her birthday one year, and when the DS Lite came out, she traded that in for credit towards the DS Lite. So now we have another one of these, and I'm going to put a Mario Kart skin on it, kind of personalize it for myself. I'll go through the rest of these games kind of fast for the sake of time. We have Amazing Penguin. It's like a puzzle game. Here's another one, Cubilio. Sumo Fighter. That was a game my brother really liked. We grew up in a town full of soccer fanatics, so of course Soccer World Cup. The Punisher, which features Spider-Man in this game. I like Spider-Man, not that I collect Spider-Man stuff or anything, but I think it's really cool to have him in this game. And Operation C. It's a military type game. Super RC Pro-Am. This is a game that you can get on the NES. And as you can see up here, there's little markings. My brother used to write his initials on his games because when he would go to his friend's house, they would play with some games and then swap them around. And then at the end of the day, he would need to know which games were his to take home. So he used to initialize them. Or initial them, that is. There's also Arcade Classic 1. This one has some like Atari type games on it. Asteroid and Missile Command. And then here's the one that I didn't have as a kid, but I guess my brother bought used or on sale anyway. This one is Super Mario Land. So since I have some doubles here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video of some stuff that I want to trade. So those might be on there. Here's another one that I really, really like, Mortal Kombat. I got into Mortal Kombat on the Sega system, Sega Genesis that is, and lately I've been playing Mortal Kombat Armageddon on the Wii, so I love that one. Here's one that I bought recently, and he actually had this one, which is Battletoads, so that'll probably be on the trade list too. And then this one, which I've been looking for lately, and I got Mega Man 2, but I couldn't find the first Mega Man, so here, now I have Mega Man for the Game Boy. So I thought, that was pretty good for, let's see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 games and 2 systems, $50. Would have been cool to get them all for nothing for my little brother, but, he could have sold them on eBay and gotten some money for them, so I thought it was fair. But I did not, however, pay him for these. I said I was not going to pay for ones that were actually mine when I was a kid. So I'm pretty psyched about having these again. Anyway, I thank you for coming and looking at my video, and I hope that you subscribe to my channel.